Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Thank you to all of those that liked and subscribed. I very much appreciate it, and if you haven't, please do so. It helps the channel immensely. Okay, in this clip, on an opening clip, just simply high risk for the sake of high risk. Passing, not say he couldn't do so, but where did it get him? Nowhere at all really, just taking a risk. Anyway, let's move on to the next clip. Okay, and this clip here is about three cars as we're coming down to a T-junction. We look at the first one, the white van coming in, turns in quite nicely, no problem at all. Next one, a BMW, just as we're getting closer to the T-junction, that one there, and as you'll see, turns in very nicely, not hard is it? Now look at the next car. Now that next car can now actually see us, and they're already turning. That makes it difficult. We have to stop a bit earlier because they're coming right across the road in our face to turn in, and it's only a small car at that. Very poorly done, very poorly done indeed. What I want to do is show you from the rear view camera so you can actually get a better look of how those three cars done. Here from the back, here comes the first one, nothing wrong with that at all, very nicely placed as they come in. Then you got the BMW, again bigger car than that third one, no problem at all. But look at this next idiot, cut the corner, and even when they're in the road, I mean seriously, look at the positioning of this. I mean honestly, I think a review of the license, to be honest, because that is some poor right hand turning. Very, very close, totally unnecessary, and as I said, it's only a small car. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, this clip is about Mr. Posty. That van's run on the lefts and his planning, or should I say lack of it. This chap here, he's in the left hand lane. There is actually three lanes going around this one way system in Kingston, and he actually wants to be doing some delivering on the right hand side. So why is he in the left hand lane? Only he knows. He's delivering in this building here and he's still in the left hand lane. Why is he not in this lane on approach as he was going under the bridge? I no idea. Maybe he's new to the job. He's very lucky though that the traffic's light today, because that made it very easy for him. But who knows? Who knows the reason to that? I mean, they tend to know their routes, don't they? Or at least they should do, and certainly where they're going. Okay, in this clip here, total lack of plan and observation. We are turning right at a set of traffic lights. The car behind us is not indicating right. That would tell me that they are going straight on, in which case they're in completely the wrong lane. They should be in the left lane where that silver van is. But they're going to have to make amends somehow, so when the light changes we move on. They don't scream away, of course, or get too close, because they're obviously looking to push in at some point. They got themselves in the wrong lane. Why don't they look on approach to see what other cars are doing? So you can see as we move away, he carries on going straight. Some poor planning there. Now in this clip is two elements going on. The white car turning right there, and there was an electric bike that will come into play a little bit later. But let's look at the white car first. Going up the road, he's in the right hand lane. He actually wants to go straight on. Now that car there is indicating right. The bike suddenly closes down a wee bit because he wants to get back over to the left. Can't do so, the bike's in the way, so he can't move across. He should have been in the left lane a lot earlier than that. Now that indicating car there is the next point. There is an electric bike coming up the road. Who do you think is in the wrong here? It's interesting because that car is indicating. It's still indicating. So that bike is barreling its way down the road in the bicycle lane. And as the lights go green, I think the car is initially looking at the pedestrians on the left crossing the road and not this bike, which comes up very, very quickly and nearly gets taken out. I don't think the car even saw him coming. Was he looking in the left mirror? Hardly, I don't think so. Otherwise he wouldn't have turned, would he? So who do you think's in the wrong here? I played it in slow motion so you can actually adjust how close that is. If that bike would have appeared 1 second later, I think he'd have been barreling over the top of that car. They're the people that were crossing the road that I think the car was paying attention to and not looking in his left mirror prior to turning. Seems to be 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. The bike has definitely got a death wish, because even as he moves on, he's going around another cyclist now. He moves out without checking whatsoever. Look, and he disappears down the road inside of another car that's also turning left a bit further up. Just as well he got past that before carrying on. Yes, not good at all. We're going to the back camera. Now that white car that couldn't move over, the car directly behind us is actually doing him a solid and letting him pinch in. He's very close to the car he's passing, way too close in my opinion. Then he goes back over to the right hand lane again, which I don't know why, because it's narrowing into a single lane. Once again, he's not paying attention. And then the car behind slows down because basically he pushes right in front of him. So the car behind him is well aware that it's going to a single lane, and this car behind, he must be otherwise distracted because he's making a right mess of it as he's going up the road. I can't see a phone or anything, but he's certainly not paying attention. It's some pretty poor car driving, and just as well for the car behind that it seems to be on the ball and just letting him get away with that. Okay, just before we move on to the next clip, the cycle lane there on the right, I just want to highlight one little thing before we leave this particular scenario. The cycle that comes up, now remember that car was indicating very, very early, plenty of time for the cycle to see it. There he comes, and how quick did he come up there? And the cycle, he's wearing all black, he's got no helmet, he's got goggles on and what seems to be a balaclava of some nature. Is it something to do, don't want to be identified? No idea. It's always a little bit odd when people wear that type of garb at the end of the day, because it really doesn't protect them if they were to come up against something. And he nearly did, didn't he? But I thought I'd just highlight that point. There was no real protection if that would have went really bad. Okay, in this clip here we're heading towards some traffic lights where we want to go straight on, and we're looking at that third car back, the silver Volvo. Now as we go on, the road will eventually split into two. The markings on the road are very clear and precise to where you're going. If you're in the left hand lane as you look at it, it would be to turn right. Now that Volvo pulled out of the queue, went in this lane, and if he's turning right, no problems at all. The lane we're in is to go straight on or left. It couldn't be clearer than that for anybody approaching this crossroads. Now if we look at the front view of the camera as we're coming up, you'll see it's nice and clear. You can't get confused. As the lights are red, we're approaching, there it is, straight on or left in this lane, and right if you're in the right hand lane. Now just as we're coming to a stop, I'm watching that HGV crossing the crossing. Now he's moved out there and he can't actually clear the crossing altogether. He's right in the way of the oncoming traffic. He's subject to a bit of luck here, it would seem, and he's hoping that's going to clear before the lights change green. And how lucky is he going to be? Just about, I think. Now what about this silver Volvo? Turning right behind the HGV? No, of course not. Straight across. Didn't want to queue with everybody else. Okay, this clip here is about roadworks. Well, roadworks, that's open to suggestion, isn't it? Certainly blockage on the road. Now what we're looking at here actually is, I'm going to pause it shortly. There's that coach ahead. That's what I was looking at. Now as we move forward, I'm going to zoom in so you have a really good look. And if you look, that light's red, but that coach is gone, and the one behind was about to follow and change their mind. That coach just went through a red light. Now it doesn't matter if it is so-called roadworks, it is a red light and he shouldn't have been going through. Even the car's looking to reverse to help people pull back, but as you see, the lights are just about to change, so he needn't to do that at all. And the other thing is, as we move through these lights, one might ask is, what the hell were they working on? Well, believe it or not, all these lights are for that there. They've done something there and it's been tarmacked over, and the roadworks are still up, probably because it's curing, who knows. Okay, we start this clip basically with something very simple. Well, someone understands priority, and that Mercedes pulled over very nicely indeed, very nicely timed, let us through, didn't affect us at all. I've just put that in there because, to be honest with you, be surprised how often we end up having to slow down and move out of the way for cars coming in similar situations. Now what this is about mainly is, as we enter in the roundabout here, this car that just went past us on the right, here. We're going to feed in right behind, nice big 4x4, so we just kind of know they're going to screw up in some way or another. As we enter the roundabouts, it just seems to be par for the course. So as we enter around, we're in the correct lane, so are they. Why cut the corner? Why cut the roundabout? The lane we're in will take you where you want to go. They move out again into the correct lane again, and even when they go around it, they've still got to cut it. I don't understand that. It's really poor position, and it's just as well there's no one on that inner lane going around the roundabout. They're going the same way as us anyway. Okay, on to the last clip. Well, two morons really. We are in a 20 mile per hour limit, and it's not like you don't know so. Here goes the first one. Can't be bothered to stay at 20, has to overtake us, and then upcoming he goes even quicker. Moron number 2. Totally unnecessary. The road is quite clear. It's marked accordingly all the way down this road. There's even a school nearby. So no reason to speed, but it's an open road. People see no traffic, so they are bugger it. Let's just go for it. But it's there in plain view. Speed. Not all of us like going 20 if we think the road may be more, but they are the rules, they are the law, and you should be abiding to them. Otherwise, it's increasing risk for the sake of increasing risk, and that does no one any good whatsoever. Okay, I've just let that last clip run on a bit, but those two cars passing, because I just want to make a point that racing around even in a 20 achieves absolutely nothing. We're kept at 20, we even stopped for a couple of people on a pedestrian crossing there as we're moving ahead towards a set of traffic lights up ahead. But as we move on, those two cars that passed, yes, look, you can see them ahead waiting at the traffic lights. One on the right, that blue car in the middle, and as we're approaching, coming up to the same set of traffic lights, we end up passing the first car that passed us. There he is, and we're right behind the blue one. Where did it get them? Absolutely nowhere. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching another video. I look forward to seeing you on the next video again. Please like and subscribe, very much appreciate it, and it does promote the channel, which is a good thing in my opinion. Drive carefully, watch out for those learners, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care for now, bye bye.